High in the Andes Mountains, a revolution brewed. This was not a revolution marked by the clash of swords or the rise and fall of empires. It wasn't a revolution of armies or empires, but rather a quiet, transformative change that would alter the course of human history. But of a humble root, the potato. This unassuming tuber would become a cornerstone of sustenance for civilizations. Thousands of years ago, indigenous peoples in Peru and Bolivia first domesticated the wild potato. They saw potential in this wild plant that grew in the harshest of conditions. They transformed it from a bitter, toxic plant into a reliable source of sustenance. Through careful selection and cultivation, they turned it into a staple food. These early farmers recognized the potato's resilience. It could withstand the cold, the drought, and the poor soil conditions that other crops could not. It thrived in harsh conditions, at high altitudes where other crops struggled to grow. This made it an invaluable resource for the people living in the Andes. They developed ingenious methods to cultivate and preserve this starchy staple, techniques that were passed down through generations. They terraced mountainsides to create fertile fields and developed freeze-drying techniques to store potatoes for long periods. These methods ensured food security even in times of scarcity. The potato quickly became central to Andean life. It was more than just food. It was a symbol of resilience and ingenuity. It provided essential carbohydrates and nutrients, fueling the growth of civilizations like the Inca Empire. The Incas revered the potato, integrating it into their culture and daily life. These early cultivators recognized the potato's versatility. They experimented with different varieties, each suited to specific climates and culinary needs. They cultivated countless varieties, each adapted to specific microclimates and culinary uses. This diversity ensured that there was always a type of potato that could thrive, no matter the conditions. The potato, born in the Andes, remained hidden from the world for millennia. Its potential was known only to the people who cultivated it. Unknowingly, it held the potential to reshape global cuisine and impact the fate of nations. Today, the potato is a global staple, feeding billions and influencing cultures worldwide. The 16th century brought European explorers to South America. These adventurers, driven by the promise of new lands and riches, ventured deep into the continent, encountering diverse cultures and unfamiliar landscapes. Among the many discoveries they made was the potato, a strange new food that intrigued and puzzled them. This tuber, cultivated by the indigenous people of the Andes for thousands of years, was unlike anything the Europeans had seen before. Initially met with suspicion, the potato slowly gained acceptance. Europeans were wary of its unfamiliar appearance and taste, often associating it with other, potentially harmful plants. Sailors, recognizing its ability to withstand long voyages, carried it back across the Atlantic. The potato's durability made it an ideal food source for long sea journeys, ensuring that it reached European shores in good condition. The potato's arrival in Europe was met with mixed reactions. While some were curious and eager to experiment with this new food, others were hesitant, unsure of its potential benefits and risks. Some saw it as a botanical curiosity, a garden novelty, rather than a staple food. It was often displayed in botanical gardens and studied by scientists who were fascinated by its unique properties. Others feared its connection to poisonous nightshade plants. The potato's resemblance to these toxic relatives led to widespread caution and even fear among the general populace. However, the potato's resilience and ease of cultivation gradually won over skeptics. Farmers began to appreciate its ability to thrive in various conditions, making it a reliable crop even in challenging environments. Slowly, the potato spread across Europe. Its versatility and nutritional value made it an increasingly popular choice among farmers and consumers alike. It found a home in diverse climates, from the fields of Ireland to the plains of Russia. The potato's adaptability allowed it to flourish in a wide range of environments, contributing to its widespread adoption. Its adaptability made it a valuable crop for farmers struggling with poor soils and unpredictable weather. The potato's ability to produce high yields in less than ideal conditions provided a reliable food source for many communities. The potato's journey didn't end in Europe. As global trade networks expanded, the potato continued to travel, reaching new lands and cultures. It traveled east to Asia, carried by traders and colonists. In these new regions, the potato was embraced and integrated into local cuisines and agricultural practices. It reached Africa, where it adapted to tropical climates and became a staple food. The potato's ability to grow in diverse conditions made it a valuable addition to African agriculture. The humble potato, once confined to the Andes, had conquered the world. Its journey from a regional staple to a global food source is a testament to its resilience and versatility. In Ireland, the potato found a unique place in the national diet. Introduced in the late 16th century, it quickly became a vital crop for the Irish people. Its ability to grow in poor soil conditions and its high nutritional value made it an ideal food source. It thrived in the cool, moist climate. The Irish landscape, with its frequent rains and mild temperatures, provided perfect growing conditions for the potato. This hardy crop could be cultivated in areas where other crops would fail. By the 19th century, it became a staple for a largely impoverished population. The potato was not just a food source, it was a lifeline. For many Irish families, it was the primary, if not the only, source of sustenance. The reliance on a single crop, however, proved disastrous. Monoculture farming, while efficient, left the population vulnerable to crop failures. The lack of crop diversity meant that if the potato failed, there were no alternatives. In 1845, disaster struck. The skies darkened, and a sense of foreboding settled over the land. The potato blight, a disease that had been spreading across Europe, reached Ireland. Potato blight, a devastating fungal disease, swept across Europe. It caused the potatoes to rot in the ground, turning them into a black, inedible mush. The blight spread rapidly, leaving fields barren and farmers desperate. Ireland, with its heavy dependence on the potato, was hit hardest. The blight decimated the potato crops, leading to widespread famine. The impact was immediate and catastrophic. Entire fields of potatoes rotted, leaving the population with no source of food. The once fertile fields were now wastelands, and the people faced starvation on an unprecedented scale. The Great Famine, as it became known, was a period of unimaginable suffering. Millions faced starvation, families were torn apart, and communities were decimated. The death toll was staggering, and the social fabric of Ireland was forever altered. Mass death and emigration reshaped the Irish landscape, both physically and culturally. Many fled to other countries in search of a better life, leaving behind a land scarred by loss and hardship. The Irish potato famine serves as a stark reminder. It is a poignant chapter in history that underscores the fragility of human existence and the devastating impact of agricultural dependency. It highlights the dangers of relying on a single crop for sustenance. Modern agriculture has learned from this tragedy, emphasizing the importance of crop diversity to ensure food security. It underscores the need for agricultural diversity and resilience in the face of environmental challenges. Sustainable farming practices and resilient agricultural systems are crucial to prevent such a disaster from happening again. The 20th century ushered in an era of unprecedented technological advancement. Industrialization transformed agriculture, impacting the way food was produced, processed, and consumed. The potato, too, underwent a dramatic transformation. Large-scale farming operations replaced small family farms. Mechanized planting and harvesting increased yields dramatically. The potato, once a seasonal food, became available year-round. New storage and transportation technologies enabled its global distribution. The industrialization of the potato brought both benefits and drawbacks. It increased food security and made potatoes more affordable. However, it also led to monoculture farming practices. This made the potato vulnerable to pests and diseases. The rise of processed foods created new markets for potatoes. French fries, potato chips, and other processed potato products became ubiquitous. While convenient, these processed forms often lacked the nutritional value of their whole counterparts.